Now, in a setback for migrants seeking refuge in the United States, the U.S. Supreme Court has voted to keep Title 42 in place for now. The Trump-era policy blocked thousands of people from crossing the U.S.-Mexico border. Title 42 gives the U.S. government power to automatically expel undocumented migrants seeking entry. The potential lifting of the policy had prompted concerns that the number of migrants at the border would rise. The Biden administration said it would comply with the ruling, but it has nonetheless called for reform of immigration policy. Republicans, on their part, have welcomed the move. They argue that removing Title 42 would have made border crisis worse. The Title 42 policy was originally due to expire on 21st December. However, 2 days before the deadline, the U.S. Supreme Court blocked its termination. The court's decision was in response to an emergency appeal from some Republican-led states who had asked for the policy to remain in place. The title has been evoked about 2.5 million times since March of 2020. Now, on Tuesday, the Supreme Court voted 5-4 to extend the temporary stay order by Justice Roberts, while the case moved forward. Additionally, the 9 Supreme Court justices will now hear arguments on whether the states can intervene in defense of the policy or not. Arguments are likely to take place in February or March of 2023. A decision is due by the end of June. The decision comes as a blow to immigration activists who had sued to end Title 42. They argue that it is contrary to international obligations on asylum. Meanwhile, President Biden has said that the court won't decide the case until June.
President Biden's court is not going to decide until June, apparently, and in the meantime, we have to enforce it. But I think it's overdue.
For more on this, our correspondent Susan Tehrani has sent us this report from New York. Listen in.
A blow to the Biden administration politically, but it will buy them some time to come up perhaps with some kind of security policy to the crisis brewing at the U.S. southern border, with the Supreme Court temporarily halting what is called Title 42. The Trump-era policy will remain in place until justices hear from Republican-led states in February. The policy, which was originally enacted due to the coronavirus pandemic back in March of 2020, allows immigration officials to quickly expel migrants on public health grounds. It has been used 2.5 million times. However, despite this, a record 2.3 million illegal migrants were encountered at the border in fiscal year 2022. This is according to the Custom and Border Protection. The Biden administration's own Department of Homeland Security says that if Title 42 is completely lifted, migrant encounters at the border will double from 5,000 a day to 10,000 a day. That would mean about 5 million illegal immigrants will be arrested for crossing the southern border in the year 2023 if there is not some kind of solution in Washington to the current crisis. U.S. President Joe Biden has not made any comments regarding the Supreme Court decision on Tuesday on Title 42. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.